The oil spill, my wife and I learned early on that there were some health problems that occurred right when it started. And so we both began looking for patients that were ill from this. She was an Indian chief that represented the largest tribe in the state, 17,000 members, and most of her tribal members worked either in the oil field, the oil patch, or they were fishermen and so forth. That probably comprised 80% of the Houma people. Maybe 80% of the people living in our neck of the woods too. So we asked around, and we found nobody that was sick. We had no one that would acknowledge that they were sick. So I got a call from Mary Leora, either late January, early February, asking me if I'd draw some blood on some people that believed they were sick from the spill. So they came in. One guy was from Pensacola, a little town right out of Pensacola, and a couple of them from Mississippi. One kid that had gotten sick in Mississippi and was actually from Baton Rouge. And these people were sick. And there was no question that they had had some exposure to the chemicals that were out there in the Gulf. So I drew the blood on them, and then the next day my wife and I were eating lunch with at a restaurant nearby, and with a lady friend of ours who was a previous chief of the tribe. She had a paper in her hand, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" She said, "I've been going to Chavez Hospital, which is a local charity hospital." And she said, they told me they thought I had leukemia. So I looked at the paper. It didn't suggest leukemia to me, but anyway. So I started questioning about this. I said, "Did you clean T. June's clothes?" Her husband, nickname was T. June. And she said, "Yes, one day it was so bad I had to just throw the clothes away." So I got to question, and she had all the classic symptoms that I'd heard from just as the new wave of patients I was seeing. So that started off, once I spoke to her, then we started speaking to more and more people, and Mary Leora agreed to, and Lean agreed to draw blood on folks for volatile organic compounds, and I drew 75 or 80 people, and they all had some elevations of these compounds and so forth, including your good buddy Jory and so forth. And Jory had some fairly high elevations. So we began recognizing the symptoms that were going on with this, and there were a number of things that were affected. People were having blood sugar problems. They were having a lot of endocrine problems, which were pretty rampant, and headaches and memory problems, tremendous fatigue, and
bleeding.
No, bleeding has never been a problem for the people I've seen. Okay, and I've heard people come in. My ear was bleeding, or this was bleeding. I was bleeding from my nose. And none of that's panned out that I've seen anything like that. So I haven't found that to be a problem on anyone yet. So as time went on, some of these people were really incapacitated. So I was trying to treat them with whatever I could, and I was just band-aiding a serious problem with makeshift treatment protocols and so forth. But we learned some things that did work, and we helped some people with it. But again, we weren't clearing the problem, we weren't clearing the disease, we were just treating the symptoms. So with the passage of time, someone came by and said, "Look, we can. There's a program that we can institute with you, and we can get these people better." So we were desperate. We were going nowhere fast, so we got involved with the program, not knowing whether it was going to work or not. And initially we were made promises, and this was said not out of complaint, but promises that things were going to be done soon that didn't get done soon. Okay, and we eventually got a detox program started in my house, the home I was raised in, and I had no idea whether it was going to work or not. I mean, it was just, I had nothing to lose, and perhaps a lot to gain. And it's worked beyond my wildest dreams. It's been magnificent. Jory was our poster child, but just magical, and the amount of improvement we've seen is just something I never believed. And every day when I'm talking to these people,